Thursday. Welcome, Dade County Executive Ted Rumley. He's in the studio with us every Thursday morning. Talk about county government. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. Try to be every Thursday, but sometimes we we miss one every once in a while. We have a meeting or whatever, but it's a beautiful morning. Going to be a beautiful day out there today. Still some color, out, and we went to a meeting in Calhoun yesterday, and I always on 136. It was just still a beautiful drive, going over there, real pleasant.
Yeah, speaking of that meeting, you were sharing just a few minutes ago that Dade County is going to be in line for a one-time payment from the federal government on some payment for some federal land that's here in the county.
Well, this is that wasn't all the meeting was about. This is a meeting from the Association of County Commissioners, and once a year they have meetings throughout Georgia, but they try to have it as far north for our northern counties as they can. Then they had South Georgia and Middle Georgia and all that, and it just brings a lot of things to your attention that you might not just be notified by whether it be the federal government or whatever. But one of the subjects last night to all the counties there, and all the Northwest Georgia counties were represented there. Was that if you've got any federal property, located in your county, whether it be a federal park or whatever, but if it's owned by the federal government, then you are entitled. That county is entitled to some type of compensation, and they do that on the acreage, and all. And so we do have. A lot of people don't realize that we do, but we've got part of the national park, in Dade County, in the north end up there, where if you go to Reflection Riding there and come all the way down, going south there to their property line there, where it stops at, there's a gate. And that gate, when you go just a little further, that's the Georgia line. And when you enter that section, you're in Dade County, and there's almost 400 acres, close to it. It lays there on the side of Lookout Mountain. It's where the actual battle above the clouds, took part. When they were actually the Confederates in the North and South, and they were trying to get up Lookout Mountain. There's a lot of lives lost there, and so there is, and we'll be able to apply for this, and it's guaranteed money. I mean, it's be $100,000. So that's a lot of money in Dade County. A lot of counties are getting way more than that. Walker is a tremendous amount because they've got the whole park on them. But throughout Georgia, there was a lot of counties that there was a lot of property owned, by the federal government. And so that was worth going right there. But it's very informative. We talked. One of the big subjects was the loss negotiations, which we've already taken care of that between ourselves, the county, and the city.
Is there going to be any changes?
No
I
changes.
guess it's still got to be voted on, right?
We left it the same. Yeah, we left it the same. Yeah, we agreed. The city had the representative. There was Alex and Monda Wooten, which is their mayor and vice mayor, and then Robert and I. We'd talked to Alex before, but then Robert was gone there, and Lamar and myself, we sat there on the in negotiations, and everything went good, and it's it is what it is. It's just it's something. But now some of these counties, it was pretty lengthy because a lot of them are way off there. I mean, you've got a schedule to keep, and if you don't meet that deadline, you could possibly lose it for a year or so, so you don't want to do that because, that's a penny on a dollar. That's what you lost. It's the same as splash. So, it would really hurt us. I mean, if you really went into, and all it's over is just from arguing over who's going to get what percentage, so, but some of you counties have got, 3, 4, 5, 6 cities in them. So that means you've got to sit down with each one of those mayors or those boards and reach an agreement over, the county, the unincorporated is going to get this part, and here we've got 5 pieces of pie to divide up, and it is hard,
It's hard. The 1 penny that comes in that is it's not splosh, so you can't look at that. It's something totally different.
No, this you directly put it back to lower your tax. It goes directly into the general fund. It's actually to lower your property taxes. That's what it's for, and which we've had it for years. It's been it's not anything new. But you negotiate every 10 years. You come up and you sit down and you look at where your growth's at and what's going on in the cities and who's collecting the majority of the money and who's actually putting out the most services.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we do a lot of services for the city and and we help them out all we can and you got a lot of your revenue comes from the city, but we've got a lot of revenue there on the people don't think about on this interstate. Comes through as far as your truck stops.
Wildwood and Rising Farm.
Like them or not, that's a tremendous amount of money there that comes in on our splosh and our loss. And
tonight, with the last couple of minutes we've got, you've got the November meeting of the county commission. Work session starts at 6 o'clock this evening.
That's right, 6 o'clock, and then we'll go right into our meeting, our regular meeting, and we got not a whole lot. It looks pretty lengthy. We got several appointments that's coming up, to reappoint or whatever, on some of our boards. That some of them are 5-year, some of them are 3-year, 4-year, whatever. But that right there, and I don't have. I thought I had it in my pocket, but I don't have a copy of my agenda. I usually bring it, but we, it's open to the public. We try to, ask everyone that can to come, and if you can't come there in person, you do a good job broadcasting it. It's actually live.
Yeah, it'll be streamed at not only the Dade County Facebook site, but also on KWN News Now.
That's right.
So you can watch it both ways.
Yeah. But there's a few more things I just want to run over real quick. We've had Murphy Hall. I told you last week. We finished that up. It looks really good. We went all the way through with it. We got a little in the spring. We'll come back. We got a little topping. I think he's going to do over there. But all in all, it's the best that road been in the best shape it's been in my lifetime. I mean, it's really good. And those people are really. We've had many people over there call, and they're very appreciative, and also people that travel it. Our South Dade voting precinct, which is in the shelter down there, the actual tornado shelter, is complete. They're putting the rails on today. We got the parking lot finished yesterday. We'll later on put some lineage, for a handicap and all that. But it's ready for voting. In other words, we've got tables, chairs, got everything in there ready for that to go. And let's see here now. I mentioned the driver's license people. We went to Atlanta. Lamar and I went down there and met with on that. We are going to get some more days here. I'm not sure what the calendar is. I've got a meeting set up here this morning with the people from the lineman school because they are 50-50 paying for this, and so we'll maybe I'll have something next week to report to you. So I know we're going to get at least one Monday, maybe two more Mondays out of it to do your driver's license. I want to mention this. I had some calls real quick. I know we don't have much time, but also on that meeting, and I don't think I mentioned this last week, but one of the things that we talked about was the danger of the 136 road coming across and the truck traffic now and accidents that's happened over there up on the mountain there, on the lookout mainly. Mm-hmm. We're working with them right now, and I'm not sure when this will happen, but I feel good about it when we're left there. If you notice through where Geneva's restaurant used to be, the 136 Cafe and all that straight stretch through there, almost probably a half a mile there is all a passing lane. In other words, you can actually pass there. Well, it's so congested down there with the Dollar General and all. They agree, we agree. It needs to be double lines, and so that I know. I know, and I'm just letting people know that it is.
You know how long that's going to be?
Do what now?
You know how long that'll be?
I don't. It's in there. It's the ball's in their park, and I feel they felt the same way. They'll do a little study. I think they're really doing, with the engineers, and I know they'll agree.
There'll be no passing.
It's dangerous. Oh yeah, because that's you pull out there, and a lot of people. I'd pass there if I didn't know better. I wouldn't think anything about it because the trucks now are causing a lot more passing there because they're coming across. That's one of the few places you can pass.
Right.
Anyway, it's dangerous,
So they may be changing.
So they'll be double lining most of that straight stretch through there, which will be a good thing. Yeah, and more signage. Colton Moore, we talked about this at a meeting we were at down, and he was at a DAG meeting, and he's concerned about it too. About the signage up there. He lives there, and he sees the danger. So I think, we'll get maybe some larger signs there to help people there when they come through the cut and all. Anyway, but just give me a little report on that.
Right. Well, tonight, 6 o'clock, your phone number real quick.
667-8999, area code 423. If you got any questions, just give me a call.
All right. That is, of course, our discussion with